Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel. Today, we are about to share something truly amazing and relevant to all of us. We are going to explore an emotional and complex story involving a couple facing a dilemma that goes far beyond finances. Get ready to embark on a journey that will touch on themes of love, trust, and redemption, while also delving into the complexities of finances and communication in relationships. This real-life story raises important questions about financial responsibilities, expectations, and even the famous "Am I the asshole?" dilemma. So, stay with us as we unravel this fascinating and relevant story for all of us. The first story is about a couple who faced an emotional dilemma that deeply shook their relationship. Let's dive in. Anonymous account because my husband knows my main one. I, F34, and my husband, M34, have been married for 8 years, together for 10. We have a happy married life with 3 beautiful children. I have a wonderful relationship with my family's side. However, 8 years ago, before we got married, we were going through a rough patch. Certain comments made by his mother made me doubt if this is the kind of family I want to be a part of. My then fiancé, now husband, told me it was a misunderstanding and that sometimes my MIL is rough and what she says doesn't mean what she meant, and that I was misrepresenting things. Anyway, I always told him from the beginning, when we were dating, that any issues we had should be between us and not shared with anyone outside of our relationship. While we were going through a tough time and I had doubts, my husband surprised me with a barbecue with him and my family as a pre-wedding party. During that event, my MIL handed me a letter and said it was just between her and me. Needless to say, when I went back home that day and read the letter, it was one of the most heartfelt letters I had ever read. My MIL assured me that she would always take care of me and that our happiness, mine and her son's, was all that mattered to her. There were some other things that honestly made me tear up. After receiving that letter, my relationship with my MIL significantly improved, and all the doubts I had were erased. Now fast forward 8 years, last week, my FIL accidentally let slip that my husband had told my MIL while we were going through a tough time and about my doubts about marrying him. My MIL asked what she could do to make things better, and my husband put in her mind the idea of writing that heartfelt letter from so many years ago. Despite me telling him not to share our personal things with other people outside of the relationship, my husband broke my trust and did it anyway. I asked my husband if he did that. He admitted to it but said it was only because he knew it would make me feel better and not feel like his mother would make our married life difficult. Now I'm confused because on one hand, the letter definitely improved our relationship. Heck, we even go on short trips just me and my MIL. On the other hand, my husband violated trust. Now I'm mad at him. Now, let's simplify it so that everyone can understand, and together, we'll learn valuable lessons from this text. Imagine this: 8 years of marriage, 10 years of a relationship, and 3 lovely children. This is the story of F34, the wife, and M34, the husband, who until recently seemed to have a happy married life. However, this story is not just about eternal love. 8 years ago, before their wedding, they went through a tough phase due to hurtful comments from the husband's mother, MIL. Ironically, it was the MIL who ended up turning the story around. During a pre-wedding event, she handed the wife a heartfelt letter that deeply touched her and restored her faith in the relationship. But the plot thickens. 8 years later, the husband's father, FIL, accidentally reveals that the husband shared the couple's problems with the MIL during that tough phase. Imagine the wife's surprise and shock at discovering that her husband had broken her trust by sharing personal matters with the MIL. Here's where the story becomes a true emotional roller coaster. The wife finds herself torn between the improved relationship with the MIL and her anger at her husband for breaking her trust. She's going through a whirlwind of emotions, oscillating between gratitude for the MIL's role in their relationship and anger at her husband for his breach of trust. This story leads us to deeply reflect on the importance of communication in a relationship and the boundaries that should be respected. Sometimes, well-intentioned decisions can have unexpected consequences, and it's vital to understand how to navigate these challenges. The story reminds us that even in solid relationships, communication and respect for boundaries are crucial. Even well-intentioned actions can lead to unforeseen tensions and conflicts. Now, we want to hear your opinion. What do you think the wife should do in this complex situation? Share your thoughts and advice in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining us on this intriguing and challenging journey. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more exciting and inspiring content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Now, let's move on to the next story. The second story is about a real-life situation that raises questions about financial responsibilities, expectations, and, of course, the famous, "Am I the asshole?" dilemma. 38 million, cover all household expenses, food, utilities, etc., and my wife is a homemaker. While preparing my kids' snacks, I told her that I was thinking of buying a new car since mine is almost 20 years old. She told me I shouldn't buy things I don't need, even though I have more than enough to afford it. I told her a car is a necessity since I have a 1-hour commute every day, but she insisted I shouldn't buy a new car. After a back and forth, I asked her why she cared so much when I had more than enough money, and she replied, "You won't have as much money to spend on me and the kids." This really annoyed me, as she doesn't work. I do a lot of household chores. I told her she can't dictate what I do with my money, especially since she has no income and doesn't contribute much to household chores. She claimed she does nearly everything around the house, or that it was a complete lie. From now on, I make sure the kids get to school on time and do their homework and most of the household chores. The only thing she really does is cook and clean the kitchen. We have a lawn service for outside maintenance, but she wants me to cancel it and do it myself to save money as well. Since that argument, she has been ignoring me, and I feel like I may have overreacted a bit. AITA. Now, let's simplify it for everyone to understand, and together, we'll learn more valuable lessons from this other text. Our protagonist, whom we'll affectionately call 38 million, is the primary provider for the family, covering all household expenses, including food and utilities, while his wife is a homemaker. It all starts when 38 million begins considering the purchase of a new car since his current one is almost 20 years old. He shares this idea with his wife while preparing snacks for the kids. What was meant to be a simple conversation quickly turns into a conflict. The wife expresses her concern, suggesting that there's no need to spend money on a new car. This raises important questions about distinguishing between financial needs and wants, and the importance of carefully evaluating expenses before making financial decisions. Here's where the importance of understanding each other's perspectives comes in. 38 million is perplexed when his wife mentions that he won't have as much money to spend on the family. This creates tensions, as he believes that, being a homemaker, she doesn't contribute much financially. Beyond the financial conflict, an issue arises regarding the balance of household responsibilities. 38 million starts taking on more tasks at home, including caring for the kids and doing household chores, raising the question of how responsibilities should be evenly distributed in a relationship. The discussion escalates when 38 million emphasizes financial autonomy and the importance of respecting individual financial choices. He feels uncomfortable with the idea of his wife controlling how he spends his money, especially since she has no income of her own. After the heated argument, 38 million begins to reflect on the consequences of his impulsive actions and words. He wonders if he may have overreacted in how he handled the situation. At the end of the day, this story reminds us of the importance of open and respectful communication in a relationship. It highlights the need to understand each other's perspectives, balance household responsibilities, and respect each other's financial autonomy. Now, we'd like to hear your opinion. How would you handle a financial conflict in a relationship? Share your experiences and reflections in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this journey of reflection and learning. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more intriguing stories and meaningful discussions like these.